probably going to be using his F Smash or Wonder Wing, and you know those are going to take you out anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, what you touched upon is true. I know YUFFIE really likes FD as a comfort pick, but we're gonna go to an even bigger stage in Pokemon Stadium 2.
I think this is just what we wanted out of.
I hear people in the crowd screaming to disconnect the Pro Controller. Even here, it's still an issue.
That's how you know it's the first proper offline tournament.
You know we're back when we're
This is an 8-player invitational, and still we've got the Pro Controller.
Yeah, you know, it had to happen. It's the classic, right? But yeah, we see actually the Kazuya being selected here. So yeah, the costume wasn't for nothing.
It was not for nothing. But this Kazuya, of course, he's got the bare chest.
Of course, showing the muscles.
I prefer the one with the suit.
Yeah, the sophisticated Kazuya. Yeah, I like that one too. And funnily enough, you know, once Kazuya was released, there were a couple of Smash players saying he's a Shoto. Well, we got YUFFIE here with the Shoto tag.
Oh, that's great. And here we are. We're finally getting into the thick of it on that Pokemon Stadium 2. Give it up for YUFFIE and, of course, a VeCystim. Now, let's see how aggressive is YUFFIE gonna play without those Hadokens, but he does have that lightning.
He has that big laser, which, you know, goes through a lot of projectiles. But it's very slow in startup style, so really needs to take that into account when facing someone who has faster projectiles.
Right, and in this first half a minute we got a nice little back and forth going on. It starts to look pretty good for VeCystim.
It's a Wonder Wing.
Right. But we also saw just one advantage state for YUFFIE, and he got like 50% out of it. So that just goes to show, yeah, VeCystim is looking nice, but he better stay this way. He better keep looking nice, otherwise he's gonna get out of hand real quick.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. The laser is so slow, has a lot of startup. You can use it off stage as... Oh, he makes that back, oh my god. You can use it off stage as like a stalling move. There's the command throw, lots of damage with no KO just yet.
Right, like you said, you can use the laser off stage as a stalling move. You can use it to harass a little cross stage, but he really can play with it the way he used to do with his Ryu Hadokens as a neutral. So that's gonna mean he has to play a little different. The confirms are not quite there yet. That means that VeCystim is gonna take the first stock with that big old Dr. Mario-esque 4 there. Let's see how long he can stay alive.
Something that's also worth noting is that I already saw Banjo low profile that laser once, neutral. So you can't just really rely on that to keep him out. Of course you can angle it downwards like that, which is a perfect showing of how Kazuya can adapt to that. But he needs to be careful when he throws him out.
Right, and VeCystim is doing an excellent job in neutral, keeping it out. He thought he got close, but there was the Kazuya gun. And that means we've got 50% on YUFFIE already. And VeCystim is a done excellent tech chase with the Wonder Wing. And this, if this keeps up, he might get a 2-stock lead.
Yeah, it's not looking good for YUFFIE at the moment, who is, you know, it's not his main character. But that should be a stock.
Yes, without a doubt. He's, you know, you can't be a fighting game character without having a proper frontal somewhere in your moveset.
And even taking the stock with what is basically the Shoryu of Kazuya. Yeah, only thematically correct, right? He has the Rage Art online, so he could potentially use that in a bit here.
Right, so that means that VeCystim wants to play it safe.
Oh, the tech!
But he also wants to have YUFFIE with his grabs, or deal about 40% to him. That's the way you get rid of Rage, but he did not get rid of Rage, and it's about 40% in one command grab. Absolutely nuts.
Oh,
and there we go.
Cinematic angle. Yep. Kazuya only. That's some privilege right there. we also saw the armor of the Rage Art command grab coming into play there. Almost taking the stock. Damn. This is all of a sudden real close. He couldn't just shield anymore.
No, he couldn't shield anymore. His roll was all a bit slow, and there you go. Even if you're at high percent, even the late Wonder Wing is gonna do it. Now VeCystim has one more golden feather remaining to build up a bit of extra damage, but that's not gonna happen if it's up to YUFFIE.
We already saw a lot of parries coming out from YUFFIE, very adept at those. Oh, that doesn't take the stock. I feel like there should have been a way to take it there.
Right, right. This is clearly the Kazuya early days. I think when player get a lot of time with this, you're gonna see every single crumple like that end up in a KO. But he's got one of those smooth Tekken moves anyway. Taking out Banjo Kazooie for cross stage. But VeCystim isn't shook at all. He is building the damage. Already 60 to 0. Let's see if we can build it up to 80.
But this is a lesser lead than he had during the second stock, and we saw how close that got. So YUFFIE is by no means out of this match just yet. Avoids the down smash at the ledge, now has to recover again.
Right. It's definitely one of Kazuya's weak spots. He's not that great at getting off the ledge. He's not that great at getting to the ledge from offstage either. And that's exactly where VeCystim has been able to build up such an amazing lead.
Has the Rage Art online again, so you know, if I was VeCystim, I'd be kind of sweating here right now. Has really been saving him to find the perfect opportunity to use it, whereas VeCystim is just desperately trying to play around at all costs.
Right, and you saw him try to go for a jump read with the golden feather. He misses the confirm out of the down throw, tries to go for another wandering read, but those really don't work as well on YUFFIE because he's very measured. He doesn't do any panic dodge options, he holds his shield, and he doesn't jump a lot either.
Right, he's really trying to go for jump reads, but YUFFIE just doesn't give it to him. However, the Rage Art is gone, so that's a comeback factor basically nullified right now. However, it's still Kazuya, still hits very hard, so he'll need to be careful.
And this is where it gets scary. YUFFIE is such a consistent player in neutral, he just doesn't get shook at all. But the weakness of Kazuya, getting recovery mix-ups that aren't slow as pretty much any other character in the game, it's gonna give VeCystim an easy pack with the Paradise Bird on his back. And that's a 1-0 for VeCystim, but like you said, he got a good lead at the start of the game, but like you said, YUFFIE was inching closer and closer and closer every single stock.
So I do wonder if he's just going to stay with the Kazuya, because it was starting to really
think so.
work out.
I think so. There was definitely a rising line in there in terms of how effective he was, both dealing out his own punish game as he was avoiding those neutral options from VeCystim. He got hit quite often with the grenades and the eggs at the start, not so much near the end.
Very true. Well, we'll see what YUFFIE decides to do. Of course, I could imagine that this is an invitational, really a one-time event. He wants to play his main as well. Wants to show what he can do with the Ryu. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that come out. However, I do see Tekken music being selected, so that might just be a sign of things to come.
I noticed he picked Jin Kazama. Does he play Jin Kazama in Tekken or something?
I do not know.
Or if it's just a cool song, because probably just a cool song, because everybody's always picking Psycho Soldier with Terry, but nobody has played King of Fighters here.
Probably not, no.
But like you said, he does end up defaulting back to his main, despite it being a best of 5. Let's see if the Hadokens he loves so much impact the matchup at all.
Well, we already saw 2 right there during the first 5 seconds, 25% with the Shokunetsu and the regular Hadoken. There you go. It's out of wondering, but I don't think it expended one of them. But the pressure was on already. And we see him just slowly walking back right. He took a lead, and now he's chilling, but yeah, that focus, susceptible to multi-hits, that's exactly what went factors up there.
Right, he took at least 4 to 5 wing claps. That's unfortunate for VeCystim. He definitely meant to reverse a grenade right there. A limited ammo move on an input you might often get if you try to do one of your less easy neutral inputs. It's kind of rough. And now he only has 3 ammo remaining. Of course, a proper wandering right here, sweet spot. Could take the stock easily in 100, especially on small battlefields.
And that's classic YUFFIE right there.
Right, you can instantly see that he has those good inputs, those confirms much more under control on his original main than his new fancy Kazuya character.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a reason, right? He's been playing this character since Smash 4.
Opportunity for VeCystim. He had a great down tilt earlier, but he did not quite finish the edge guard. If you get a 2-frame right there on Ryu, the only thing he can do is one of those Tatsumakus, and that should be a free edge guard. Because whenever the jump is gone, you can just drifting from above and get that easy hit.
Oh, chases him down. There's a shock catch. I was thinking he might go for Shoryu, but decided not to. Interesting. But this is definitely the KO percent for VeCystim. Needs to be careful. There's a poor Becker. Clean confirm once again from YUFFIE, and this is an entire switch up when it comes to the pace of the game.
Yeah, it certainly is. We saw a couple of crumples with the Kazuya, and even there he didn't get the confirm. We switched to Ryu, and he gets the craziest confirms out of stuff like landing 4 there. I didn't even know that was a Ryu thing. And I've been on the receiving end of YUFFIE a couple of times, so it just goes to show that these players are full of surprises.
Oh yeah, for sure, and he's still putting on the hurt here. So much shield damage from that Becker, catches him with a Shoryu in the air. Oh, wow, reverses him with that up tilt. I mean, so much stuff is happening right now.
Right, his ledge trapping is looking almost as amazing as VeCystim was last game. And he's doing that with a toolkit that is very strong, but much more limited in terms of ledge trapping. So that's kind of interesting.
I mean, it all comes down to experience and comfort. Doesn't have, oh, he does have the grenade.
Oh yes,
so
he does.
saves
He
himself.
does.
All right, no SD there.
You don't get invited to SNUL the Invitational if you make rookie mistakes like that.
Oh, there's a Tatsu, and it does actually take the game. So, you know, 1-1, one
Right.
apiece.
And the switch, my, he was looking so dominant with that Ryu.
Oh yeah, entirely different game.
VeCystim was probably feeling pretty good about himself after that game 1.
Until that happened. Yeah, no, that was a really solid showing there by YUFFIE, and I'm not surprised, of course. It takes a little while to get used to playing versus another character all of a sudden.
And we instantly go to Chaos Pokémon League. I just wanted to point that out because that's so important. Small battlefield, one of the smallest stages in the game, and that game 2 showed like no other why you want a wide stage versus Ryu, because you gotta get away from that guy, especially if he's played by YUFFIE, because despite, you know, Ryu not instantly going to find as a ledge trap character, we saw just how proficient YUFFIE as a player is at ledge trapping.
Oh, what? F-tilt Becker down smash? There's no way that's true. I've never seen that.
I mean, I have said that exact sentence a couple of times in the past, playing versus these guys, but somehow, some way, they do make it happen.
Yep, somehow, some way they find a way. And YUFFIE really, again, starting out very strong here. I feel like he has a good idea of what VeCystim's rhythm is in neutral here. So he is just, you know, chilling, kind of. You're used to seeing Banjo, you know, harassing someone from the other side of the stage with the projectiles, but right now it's kind of YUFFIE trying to keep him out. He is on the ledge now, taking a lot of damage, but still in the lead. Oh, doesn't get confirmed there.
Right.
But
like every single time they have a sort of close-up interaction, it just goes horribly wrong for VeCystim. So I think the way he switched up, the way he played after he took that early 50% in this game was the way to do it. You just go complete non-interaction versus a player like YUFFIE until you are in advantage, until your neutral projectiles have pushed him to the edge, and then you just don't let him down until you can get a stock with the up tilt just like that.
And that might have been one of the Banjo buffs we got in recent patch, because that up tilt just knocked Ryu out of the ceiling. I mean, oh, but speaking of getting knocked out of the ceiling, there you go, the instant retaliation, and we are back to a very even game here. Much more even than the previous one, which I want to say is really due to the stage here.
Right, VeCystim picked the perfect stage for the way he is changing up the way he approaches this match, which, like I said before, is just play completely non-interactive at a distance, and maybe every once in a while mix it up with one of those super safe disjointed Kazuya pokes.
Ooh, I like the pressure there, using the grenade to get a free grab on the shield. That's also a free get-up attack.
Right, you're right. I get why he does it, because he's so good at ledge trapping and you want to get past there instantly, so if he rolls, you get him. But even though in a void, you could say those are good reads to go for. A player like YUFFIE, as a person, he just doesn't go for the options that those kind of reach covers. He just never does.
He's way too patient for that. You almost never see YUFFIE really, you know, get shook or throw out a weird defensive option in panic. But that wasn't one of them. That was actually very calculated by VeCystim, who has noticed that YUFFIE instantly air dodges every single time after the down throw. Once again, the up tilt. coming into play, taking another stock.
And of course you gotta do it, because you gotta mash. If you don't mash, you're gonna take an up smash. If you do mash, you might as well mash in a way that as you exit the bury with a safe option, or at least an option that gives you more safety than the others. So I understand why YUFFIE is going for those kind of escape options, and it's looking a lot more like game one. It's actually very close, but VeCystim always with a slight lead.
So yeah, YUFFIE needs to find a way to find a KO here. Has been playing very well, but the lead is just slowly building up, right? Every single hit is 1 inch closer to losing the game.
There it is, and the grenade saving him from the Tatsumaki. That's definitely going to take the stock if he gets another one of those confirms. And despite that, VeCystim is getting a little bit more aggressive, I noticed. Trying to read those jumps with the aerials. Have you noticed this too?
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of weird, right? Because you would assume that a projectile character gets crossed up there, but you would assume a projectile character just keeps Ryu out at all times. But we actually see him run in, just like right there. And I think the reason why is that he feels like he's safe because he set up the grenade.
Right, and he's had a lot of time in this set now to feel out how YUFFIE plays in neutral. So he's probably also a little bit more confident right now in when he can go for a jump read.
And I mean, he's got a little bit of wiggle room here. A 208%. A strong up tilt will finally take it, but with a 100% deficit. Could YUFFIE make it happen? There's her focus. No confirm out of it though. Misses the back air. That was crucial to hit.
Right, and it's extremely tough to come back from a lead like this versus Banjo, especially when you just took the stock, because that means VeCystim has 5 golden feathers. That means he can hit that casino lever 5 times, and he just needs to hit 1, and he gets it on the first one. That's a clean 3/7, and he's taking home the money.
There's the jackpot.
There it is, indeed. And that means he has a lead in this set, 2-1.
Indeed. So YUFFIE a little bit with his back up against the wall here. But I don't think he'll be too nervous right now. You know, despite not being able to lose the game, he's still a very composed player. So I'm not expecting him to falter here, and I just expect him to play at his best. But if I were him, I would maybe, you know, avoid a big stage like Kalos.
Oh yeah, we saw the trouble VeCystim had on small battlefield when he was the one in the corner. I feel like in that last set, VeCystim was rarely ever in the corner. Even if he was in disadvantage, he usually had a couple of landing options. A stray hit is just less likely to put you off stage if you got a really wide base platform. And you know, you really want to get him off stage, especially if you're good at ledge trapping.
And we are going to go to a relatively smaller stage. It's going to be Battlefield. Interesting pick. I do get it, because it kind of shelters you from the projectiles from above, which is usually where Banjo's projectiles come from. However, it also makes it a little bit harder to approach because of the platforms. You can't just jump in a lot of the time, because the opponent could just chill under a platform.
That's exactly right, so you have to jump over those grenades, which, like you said, is going to be extra hard here. But you know, YUFFIE already got it done once or twice in the last 30 seconds alone, so he's looking good. His Hadoken game is back on point, and VeCystim is at the ledge.
VeCystim is out of there.
He is out of there, and you know, like you said, the smaller stage, it makes all the difference. If you can put VeCystim at the ledge, YUFFIE can beat him. At Kalos, he never had to be at the ledge. On a stage that has big blast zones, but a very small, narrow base platform, he has to be at the ledge quite often.
And we just see him expanding this lead. I've already lapped him in % on this stock. There might be another down there. He did go for it, but he gets gimped there. Maybe no. Finds his way back.
Yeah, I actually think if VeCystim was on point right there, he could have recognized the huge amount of lag on that recovering Tatsumaki. He could have let go and back air. But you know, I think he's feeling pressure a little bit, and so would I. Because just look at the stock count and the damage count right now. It is not looking good.
It is all YUFFIE right now. Ooh, good. That was so nice. Went for the empty land to mix him up, then got the up tilt and confirmed it into a KO. That just shows the proficiency of this character and the level of play we are seeing here right now. VeCystim finds a KO there finally with another up tilt, really being a staple move here for him. But is it too little too late for this game? We might just find out.
Right, I think both of these characters have a pretty significant comeback factor, but of course, you just can't be taking these amounts of damage versus a character like Ryu. Yeah, have him at the ledge and he just jumps over. You gotta keep him there.
Oh, there's your Shakunets. Lots of damage, but still living. His system is only one confirm away, though. Don't get me wrong. This is Ryu KO %.
And there it is.
There it actually is.
I thought it was one of those fake zoom ins.
Yeah, me too. I was waiting for it. I didn't want to say that's going to KO, but it did. There we go. So we're going to go to a game number 5 here in the very first set.
Right, and the difference in what we are seeing here on these narrow base platform stages and these wide base platform stages is just night and day. And thanks to that first game, that first Kazuya game, is VeCystim who has the counter pick.
So yeah, maybe Yuffie digging his own grave there a little bit.
But he's definitely getting rid of Carlos.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting to see Carlos here. Maybe FD, because I know he really likes that stage, but I'm hoping not for his sanity.
I think he might leave that open.
Yeah.
But we're going to Town and City. Apparently that one was left open as well. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's definitely, as a stage, the most analogous to Carlos out of any other stage.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good pick for VeCystim. And let's hope he can avoid the ledge, because those game 2 and game 4, I think like 60% of the game was played at the ledge, and it was not pretty for VeCystim.
Oh yeah, not at all. Starting out here, VeCystim drawing first blood real quick with a grenade, but we see Yuffie already walking to another side of the stage, just chilling, trying to find the right way to find an opening, not really forcing anything. However, VeCystim forcing his way in. And there's already a Wonder Wing, so much damage, good chase there on the platform, good egg hit, but the Shoryu actually beating out the down tilt there. That's not something you see every day.
No, I think if Yuffie had come in slightly more from the side, he might have lost, but he really came from underneath Banjo right there. And of course, that Shoryuken has quite a big hitbox, so he got it done. And now VeCystim is slowly but surely, with his eggs and his grenade, trying to push him towards the ledge. And then you get this kind of, you know, Spanish bullfighting scenario, where you have to find a way to quickly get past the bear coming towards you, pushing you to the edge. Because if you just go on volume of fire in neutral, Banjo's gonna come out on top. So sooner or later, Ryu's gonna have to get past him just like that.
I don't know if you noticed, but we saw Yuffie actually pick up one of the grenades that wasn't cooked yet and throw it back at VeCystim, which worked. And then VeCystim cooked his grenade by picking it up himself and then throwing it back, so he wouldn't have time to throw it back. Oh, there's the focus saving him. That was really close. That would have been the stock, but now, no, dropping the confirm.
Oh yeah, we can't have that in game 5, because now VeCystim has 2 more golden feathers to try and take this first stock, or maybe he won't even need one, because we've seen him take plenty of stocks with the up tilt, but he's not even gonna need to do it, because Yuffie pineapples himself in game 5 of the SNUL Invitational.
I feel like what went wrong there was that Yuffie was kind of waiting out the potential down tilt, but then he waited a little bit too long.
Right, and Ryu's air acceleration is not the greatest. You can't really fade back with him if you've already committed to a certain trajectory, and the Shoryuken is just the same. It has a very much a set travel distance, and it always goes a little bit forward.
We'll see some panic options coming out there from Yuffie. Really wants to find this KO. Here, dished out on a silver platter. There we go. And 2 stocks apiece, really close game 5 here right now.
Okay, ledge trapping. And he gets
hit.
past. He gets past. I feel like Yuffie, despite the toolkit that seems to be less suited for ledge trapping, is getting a lot more mileage out of these ledge trapping situations than when VeCystim had Yuffie at the ledge.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Gonna go for the shield break. No, just keeps pressing it. Hits him out of the Wonder Wing. Scary stuff. And yeah, VeCystim really been using a lot of Wonder Wing.
Oh yeah, I think he's really feeling the pressure. I think Yuffie has spent a lot of time this stock really close to him.
Oh,
that was a misinput.
yeah.
It was definitely supposed to be a reverse grenade. Unfortunate stuff. And there's a trade. So this is actually, after that unfortunate pineapple by Yuffie, an extremely even game here in game 5.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell who has the lead here, because I want to say Ryu has the superior kill power, but that is always an option. Gonna make it, he does!
Right.
VeCystim really hasn't been capitalizing on those offstage situations.
Those Tatsumakis where you have seconds to react, those are free edge guards.
Oh my! Still surviving. That was scary for both of them.
Right, he has one more chance because he definitely won't survive the next Shoryuken, and he has only one golden feather remaining.
I like that. Air dodging to the ledges this time around, because during the Kalos game, he air dodged in towards the stage, and VeCystim was going for the exact same read.
And now he is out of golden feathers. He once again tried to go for the jump read, but YUFFIE doesn't let his he doesn't let his jump get ready neutral. He just doesn't.
And instantly eats 40%. Does take the stock with his first Wonder Wing there, but it's really coming down to the wire here. One stock apiece, 4 Wonder Wings left for VeCystim.
Right, and in this final stock, I definitely don't want to see any more jump reads with the Wonder Wing. They haven't worked a single time this entire set.
Well, he's really just sticking to the grenades here and slowly but surely whittling away that shield from YUFFIE.
Right, I think that's the way to do it.
Because then you really find yourself a free opening.
Something more scary than Ryu just slowly forward tilting at your shield.
Just slowly pressing his leg up against your shield, yeah.
A couple of nice little combos from Ryu. Damage is slowly building on the VeCystim. I said slowly, but he's at 110 now.
Oh, calls out a jump, but this isn't Ken. He's not going to KO from that.
That was a classic Street Fighter move.
Yeah, the jump in, yeah. Oh, goes for the Wonder Wing there. Oh, goes high with that. That might just be it for him.
Can he get the edge guard? No! Once again!
But there's the jump read. Still living though. Oh my, he is hanging in there.
Once again, no punish on the high Tatsumaki. You're giving him another opportunity.
Tatsu goes for a jump read again, not gonna get it. This is really anyone's game now.
The jump reads just really aren't happening, and now he's only one golden feather remaining. Just one, and we know how Luffy likes to shield.
There's a grab.
A smash.
And the up tilt does it. So the system does actually manage to clutch it out.
Yeah, excellent job there by VeCystim. I wonder how it must feel with those kind of 50-50 kill confirms. You're in game 5, last stock, last hit, and you have to guess between up smash or up tilt.
Dude.